What's cracking, everyone? If you hear something in my mouth, it's because I'm chewing on cough drops. My throat is a little itchy. It's not too bad. I can still do my show, but if you see me pop something red in my mouth, it's probably going to be a cough drop. Welcome to another episode of Friday Phil. You all know who I am. My name is Phil, aka Unfiltered. You can follow me on the socials, Vero, Instagram, Threads, and Blue Sky. Happy Independence Day, everybody. It is indeed the 4th of July. It is the kickoff, the summer movie season. Although I guess that probably happened last month, didn't it? I don't know, right? Like, what do you consider the summer movie season? Does it begin at the end of May, beginning of May, end of April, June? Like, I don't know. Honestly, I'm just kind of going with the flow, but July is here. The month. It is the battleground of the box office. The box office battleground of the year is finally upon us. One of the three movies we have talked about in this show and elsewhere has been released. We will talk about that. We'll talk about how it's faring at the box office. And in comparison to the other two, especially one coming out next week. But before we get to that, there are a couple things I want to just, touch on very lightly. Obviously, we had some really unfortunate deaths just in the last 2-3 days alone. So those kind of hit people pretty hard. I know one in particular, and then one today. Yeah, that really sucked. Especially the one hearing about today. That one kind of bummed me out a little bit. I've been kind of waiting to see if any other breaking news would happen, but it doesn't really look like that's the case at all. Yeah, there's really not much in the news world going on. Everyone's just kind of talking about, either Ironheart or Jurassic World Rebirth. Just things here and there. Nothing too substantial. But before we get into all that, let's see who's here. Let's say our hellos. Mr. Taladia Plays, how's it going? Good to see you. Good to see you. Dalton Bell, happy Friday and happy Independence Day. Yeah, we're independent. That big, beautiful bill passed, and it's definitely some sort of independent for people above, working class. Good for them. Rich assholes. Keyblade Jetmaster Jeffrey in the house. What's up, my guy? Saw the last 3 episodes of Ironheart. I enjoyed them. The series, to me, is an 8 out of 10. We finally got redacted after years of theory, speculations, and debates. Yes, we will be talking about that later on, Dalton, I'm sure. Dalton says, hello, Jeffrey. We got HoCXCI. How's it going? Mombwat85. Happy Friday. Did you finish Ironheart? Did you see the 4th of July advertisement? Fantastic Four First Steps. I finished Ironheart. I did not see the Fantastic Four advertisement. And I'm going to be brutally honest. Like, I'm kind of at a point where I'm just kind of avoiding other ads for a lot of things. Because, like, when I saw Jurassic World Rebirth yesterday, I got 4 different ads for Superman in front of it. And I'm like, okay, I don't need to seek any of this stuff out any further. I'm going to see these movies, and I don't need to see any of that. So no, I'm sure it's out there. I'm sure it's cool, but I don't need to look at it. Checking out Megan 2 tomorrow, seeing Superman next week, Fantastic Four at the end of the month. Dalton Bell, a couple people died. Couple people passed away, and we're going to go in order. Box office battle world. That's right, Jeffrey. That's absolutely right. So first and foremost, this was the first one that I saw. And that is, of course, the late great, former Marvel Comics editor, Jim Shooter. Jim Shooter passes away at 73. He led Marvel from 1978 to 1987 and oversaw the publishing of classic Marvel stories from Frank Miller on Daredevil and Chris Claremont and John Byrne on their Uncanny X-Men runs. He was an industry titan, went from a teenage writing prodigy to seminal but divisive editor-in-chief in the 1980s. He died of a battle with esophageal cancer. He was 73. His death was announced Monday on Facebook, where editor Mark Waid confirmed to the Hollywood Reporter by his son Benjamin Shooter. Came of the age in an industry that was both staid and stuck in the tradition, yet unusually open, in a way that a phone call from editor to a kid can make more dreams come true. He wrote stories that he sent into National Comics, as DC was known at the time, in the mid-60s, when he was in his early teens, prompting an out-of-the-blue phone call from legendary editor Mort Weisinger, who would buy the stories and put Shooter on the payroll. It was a boon for the youngster who could now help his struggling blue-collar family whose patriarch was a steelworker at Pennsylvania. Shooter ate Marvel Comics writing style, bringing a measure of 1960s cool to the more uptight comics that National put out. He created new members of the Legion of Superheroes, the group of costume teens, created in the Eisenhower 1950s, adding Karate Kid and Pharaoh Lad to the lineup, while also birthing the villainous Fatal Five. He also created the Superman bad guy known as Parasite. Although he became a local celebrity, he left comics for several years before returning again at DC in the early 1970s, penning Superman and Legion stories. It's very interesting because I think the thing that James Gunn is working on is possibly a Superman and Legion of Heroes story, and it wouldn't shock me if Jim Shooter was the influence on that. Marvel editor Marv Wolfman plucked him to be an editorial assistant and writing starting in 1976. 2 years later, thanks to a tumult in the comics industry, Shooter became editor-in-chief at the age of 26. Thus began a remarkable run that has paralleled in Marvel Comics publishing. Shooter professionalized what had been a loose company in an even looser industry, making sure books were published on time, artists were paid on time, and even given royalties and health insurance. He also had flair for developing talent under his aegis. Marvel put out now classic stories from Chris Claremont and John Byrne in Uncanny X-Men, Frank Miller on Daredevil, and Walt Simonson on Thor, among others. While the artist became among the biggest names in the industry, X-Men became not only the most dominant and influential comic of the decade beyond, but one of the first true franchises of the industry. 1984 Secret Wars, a 12-issue miniseries that Shooter, Mike Zeck, and John Beatty drew. He instituted the concept of publishing crossover events, a company-wide initiative that saw one main story play out and influence many other titles coming out for months on end. Secret Wars was a massive publishing success and a toy bonanza. It's a concept that is still being used by Marvel and DC to this very day, in varying degrees. He took fans seriously, and just like Mort Weisinger, called and wrote readers out of the blue. Carter Beats the Devil author Glenn David Gold wrote in his memoir 2018, I Will Be Complete, of how in the summer before he entered high school in the late 70s, Shooter phoned after reading a S.H.I.E.L.D. story he had sent in. Perhaps seeing something of himself in a teen writing superhero stories, Shooter was encouraging, telling the auspicious writer to read as much as he could in high school and study science. Yeah, Jim Shooter was definitely an icon in the comics industry. He will be remembered. I would certainly hope he gets a massive memorial there at the end of the credits for Marvel Studios Secret Wars. It's my hope. That is my hope, indeed, considering he's the guy who basically popularized the crossover event. Yeah, total legend, Dalton. That's right. Jim Shooter was definitely a legend in his own right. There was also another legend that we lost. This one fucking hurt. My God. Michael Madsen of Reservoir Dogs dies at 67. He was also part of the Kill Bill films, Hateful Eight, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He primarily worked with Quentin Tarantino on a lot of different things. Michael Madsen, the rough and tumble actor best known for his work in the Tarantino films Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill Volume 1 and 2, The Hateful Eight, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, died Tuesday morning. He was 67. Madsen was found unresponsive by deputies responding to a 9/11 call at his Malibu home, pronounced dead at 8:25 a.m., a Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department spokesperson told The Hollywood Reporter. Liz Rodriguez, his rep at EMR Entertainment, told THR, we understand Michael had a cardiac arrest. That is a damn shame. Dying of a heart attack at 67, that is too fucking young. A lot of his other work included War Games, The Natural, The Doors, Thelma and Louise, Free Willy. I remember him in Free Willy. The movie Species, Holland Falls, Donnie Brasco, Die Another Day, Sin City, Scary Movie 4. The man has a total of 346 acting credits, counting on IMDb in a career that began in the early 1980s. Fame is a two-edged sword, he told THR Scott Roxborough in 2018. There were a lot of blessings, but it also has a lot of heavy things that come with it. I think it has a lot to do with characters that I've played, I think I've been more believable than I should have been. I think people really fear for me. They see me and go, "Holy shit, there's that guy!" I gotta be honest, the first time I saw Michael Madsen was in fucking Free Willy, and I was like, "Oh, he's the kick-ass stepdad." Oh, but he's calling me. I'm not taking. I'll call you back. Sorry, 1 second, folks. Okay. Anyway, he appeared in dozens of films in the past 5 years alone, many of which were unforgettable. Sometimes people forget that sometimes you have to pay mortgage. Sometimes you have to put your kids through school, he said. You can't always pick the greatest script, and you pick a project you probably shouldn't be involved in, and then you have to live with it all your life. I wonder what project he was working on when he was thinking about that. I don't know. Michael was one of the greatest actors, his friend and lawyer Perry Wander said in a statement. His on screen presence was macho, but he was a very sweet, sensitive man who wrote incredible poetry and had it published in a number of books. He was my dearest friend and a client for the past 20 years. I will miss him. I am so sad. I know his soul is at peace. Yeah, Michael Madsen was a force to be reckoned with. That's, man. In Tarantino's directorial debut film, Reservoir Dogs, Madsen landed the role of the ultra cruel Mr. Blonde. He said he really wanted to play Mr. Pink because he had more lines with the veteran Harvey Keitel. Steve Buscemi got the part. It was the psychotic Mr. Blonde or nothing, Tarantino told me. I'd never met Quentin before, he told The Independent in a 2016 interview. I walked in the room of the 20th Century Fox lot, and he was standing there with his arms folded, Harvey sitting on the couch in bare feet. He did get to cut off a cop's ear in the movie, however. It's true, he did get to do that. For Tarantino's follow-up, Pulp Fiction, Madsen declined the role of Vincent Vega, which went to John Travolta, and what would be an Oscar-nominated turn, he would already committed to playing Virgil Earp in Lawrence Kasdan's Wyatt Earp. Martial arts action films Kill Bill 1 and 2, released in 2003 and 2004, Madsen portrayed the assassin Bud, codenamed Sidewinder, strip club bouncer who's an early target for the avenging bride, Uma Thurman. He was the quiet cowpoke Joe Gage in The Hateful Eight, Sheriff Hackett on Bounty Law, the fictional 1960s TV show. At the center of Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Quentin is, in my estimation, the best director of my generation. He's up there with George Stevens, Alfred Hitchcock, Elia Kazan. He told Roxborough. Because of that, because of my relationship with him, it became bigger than anything I ever did. And then Kill Bill put the final stamp on that one. It's a great blessing to have that, and to have at the same time, it really hard to get out of it. People don't want you to get out of it. Yeah, both of these for both Jim Shooter and Michael Madsen, they're bigger spreads on Hollywood Reporter. So, and that wasn't the last one. This was, as of today, another icon in their own right. Man, this one also hurt too. Saw this news just after I woke up from my nap. That is, of course, Julian McMahon of Nip Tuck, Fantastic Four and FBI's Most Wanted, was 56, and he was dealing with a private battle with cancer. With an open heart, I wish to share with the world that my beloved husband, Julian McMahon, died peacefully this week after a valiant effort to overcome cancer. McMahon's wife, Kelly McMahon, said in a statement to Deadline, Julian loved life. He loved his family, he loved his friends, he loved his work, he loved his fans. His deepest wish was to bring joy into as many lives as possible. We ask for support during this time to allow our family to grieve in privacy, and we wish for all those whom Julian brought to joy to continue to find joy in life. We are grateful for the memories. He was born in Sydney, Australia, July 27th, 1968. Yeah, he's had a pretty seasoned career. He was on Charmed. That's right. He was the demonic Cole Turner in Charmed. I missed that. My mic has problems. What are you talking about? Damn it. It might be my mic. It might be your connection. I'm not really sure, God. Next up, McMahon landed his first series where he and Dylan Walsh headlined Ryan Murphy's plastic surgery drama Nip Tuck, which ran on FX for 6 seasons and earned him a global Golden Globe nom, playing the handsome, charming, and promiscuous Dr. Christian Troy. He was also on FBI's Most Wanted. He plays team leader Jesse LaCroix before a 2022 exit. And of course, he was Doctor Doom in both Fantastic Four and Rise of the Silver Surfer. So, yeah. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate loss for the entertainment industry. 3 big giants all gone. Crying shame. Crying shame. Absolute crying shame indeed. Why does it keep doing that? Why the fudge does it keep doing that? There we go. Oh my god. Okay. Cool. That's all. Gravy. Anyway. Yeah, the Michael Madsen one probably definitely hurt the most for me. I mean, Jim Shooter's a big loss, and then of course Julian McMahon. But Michael Madsen, man, I remember seeing him in Free Willy, and of course everything he worked with Tarantino. Like, yeah, that one kind of hurt. That one hurt a little bit. And I actually just found out another friend of mine from high school passed away yesterday too. So it's just like back to back deaths all week, and I'm like, God damn. God damn. What a shame. What a shame for the entertainment industry. Most definitely. Crying fucking shame. That's for damn sure. Oh, you know what else is a crying shame, guys? Jurassic World Rebirth. Yeah. 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 That one was a shame too. What are you guys saying in the chat? Let's see. What a legend. Heard about this one. Omega Swiper. Yeah, I see you here. Michael Madsen dancing in Reservoir Dogs will forever be iconic. I agree. Completely. Bud was awesome. Draven Mayberry in the chat. What's going on, dude? First thing I watched him in was Charmed as the character of Cole Turner. Would have loved to see him in Secret Wars. Yep, that would have been cool. That would have been interesting. Didn't someone from Star Wars die yesterday too? Yes. Yes, you're right. It was Kenneth Cawley, who played Admiral Piet in The Empire Strikes Back. He passed away yesterday. I'm in a Star Wars Discord and I'm looking at the article right here, right now. Yeah, he passed away too. It's a crying shame. I hope they release an Image of Doom costume in his honor. I don't know about that. Considering they're about to debut a brand new movie with Doctor Doom as the main villain. It's not played by Julian McMahon. Anyway. Yeah. So, I'm going to open the floor to you guys because I'm curious. Has anyone else seen Jurassic World Rebirth? Because I saw it. And, well, it was a movie that was made. It's a movie that got made. There really isn't much to spoil about it. It's a very hollow movie. I mean, if you've seen my review, you probably know what I'm going to say, but like, it's a fucking disappointment. It was by and far the most disappointing movie I've seen in theaters this year so far. Oh my god. Like, Jesus, tap dancing, fucking Christ. Like, that movie was bad. Like, Gareth Edwards made it look good, but the movie was just not great. Very unforgettable characters. Some very bland line delivery. Like, just fucking bad. It was just not a fun experience. And also, my experience at the theater itself, too, sucked. Like, first, I go to get my food, and I was wearing a Green Lantern shirt. And as I'm paying for my shit, one of the other guys is like, "Oh, hey, you know there's going to be one of those Green Lantern guys in the Superman movie, right?" I was like, "Yep." He goes, "Yeah, you know it's going to be Guy Gardner, right?" I said, "Yep." He goes, "Are you looking forward to it?" I was like, "I guess." So then I go sit down at my seat, and you know, I'm socializing on social media, watching the ads and shit play, and I get like fucking 4 ads for Superman in front of the movie before the trailers even start playing. So that was something. So then, after like the second or third trailer that plays, this couple comes and sits next to me. And granted, you know, we're in the age of you can buy your own seat, right? Oh, they sit down, they're fucking off on their phone during the trailers, and I'm doing the same thing. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, I really hope once the movie starts, they put their phones down. Well, after all the trailers go, movie starts, and they're both fucking doing this. I'm just kind of tapping my foot, getting kind of irritated. And like 15 minutes into the movie, a fucking baby starts crying, and I'm like thinking to myself, why the fuck would you bring a baby to a movie with loud, screaming, horrifying dinosaurs in it? And I was just like, why? Why? Why would you bring an infant child to a movie that is probably going to scare the piss and shit out of them? Okay? Here's where things really start to fucking piss me off. 10 minutes later, the guy next to me answers his phone in the middle of the fucking theater while the movie is playing. As soon as he answers the hello, I said, "Are you fucking serious?" And I just got up and went down to the front row. I said, "Fuck this. I'm not going to sit here and listen to you talk on the phone, dude." He was like, "What?" And I just got up and left. I went into the front row, kicked back, watched the rest of the movie. The rest of the movie, man, movie itself. Oh my God. We just rush through character introductions, right? Like you get to meet Henry Loomis, you get to meet fucking Zora Bennett and Rupert Friend's character, who is basically like a dollar store version of Lewis Dodgson at this point. Like, I'm like, okay, well, these are clearly our new characters. And, you know, what the fuck is Rupert Friend's character's name? Look this up. I don't feel like calling him Rupert Friend. It's the actor, obviously, but I just want to be pertinent to the characters. What the fuck is this character's name? In 2010, 9 years before the rescue character, 5 years before the Jurassic World incident. Martin Krebs. There we go. So Rupert Friend's character's name is Martin Krebs, and he's basically a dollar store version of Lewis Dodgson. And he recruits Zora Bennett to come and assist him to go to the equator, because in the beginning of the movie, you see another island, you see another site, you see where they experiment on the dinosaurs. It's another experimentation facility. And you see the big bad dinosaur of the movie, the D-Rex, and how it's, you know, come to life and all this shit. So, there's that. Oh, Hosey, I have a baby due any day now. I don't know how I'm going to watch Superman, but I know I'm not taking him to the theater. I don't blame you. I don't condone bringing babies to movies, because that's inconsiderate, and they will likely cry and make other people mad. So you're a smart person. I think the universe is trying to tell you something. Good God, I'm grateful that I've never had that bad of an experience in the theater. I mean, it sucks. Like here's the fucked up thing. When I saw Revenge of the Sith, there was a whole family next to me. There were 2 people on their phones, just like I was before the previews. As soon as the movie starts, bam, phone down. It's that simple. It's that simple. It's not hard. You can put your phone away for 2 hours to watch a fucking movie that you paid for. But the fact that a couple next to me was just like, I'm like, fuck you. Fucking fuck you. I paid to sit here. I paid for food to watch this fucking movie. I paid for the damn ticket. And you're being inconsiderate of my time. Like, I don't even wanna deal with people. I'm just gonna fucking get up and go find somewhere else to sit. I don't even wanna fucking deal with that shit. Because the last 2 times I've asked people, be like, "Hey, can you please put your phone away?" I've been met with, "Fuck you, dude." And I'm like, "Excuse me? Fuck me? Fuck you. You're the asshole." No, man, I can't stand when people are on their phone during a fucking movie. It's one of the most inconsiderate shit I've ever fucking witnessed, man. Like, I just don't have the fucking patience or tolerance for that shit. I don't. But moving along in the movie, we establish who the main characters are. Martin Krebs is like, "Hey, I work for a pharmaceutical company. All the dinosaurs that were on, around the world, they've all moved to the equator because they can't handle our climate. And the only place they can live is the equator because that's the closest geological position on planet Earth where they will survive. So, we want to make a cure for heart disease. So we're going to go to the island and we're going to get the 3 biggest dinosaurs DNA and we're going to synthesize a cure for heart disease." And I'm like, "Okay, seen that in a movie before, right? Like, we're going to go to an island and research the dinosaurs for insert reason here. Yeah, it's a Lost World, more or less. You know, also, kind of a little bit of Fallen Kingdom too. There's that. So, on their way to the island, they're on a boat, right? Here's a family, and they're fucking sailing from one coast to another coast for a vacation because this dude is getting divorced from his wife, and his oldest daughter is going to NYU. She brings along her lazy stoner boyfriend, and they actually make it a point to let you know he's a fucking stoner too. I'm like, oh, okay. So we're just doing the whole goofy family thing again. That's nice. Their boat gets capsized by the Mosasaurus. They send out an SOS. They're stranded for like a day in the ocean. The crew that we're following in the beginning of the movie, they pick up their SOS. They go save the family, and then they go get the DNA from the Mosasaurus. And then after that, as they're approaching the island, the Mosasaurus and the Spinosauruses fucking attack them. And it's like, oh, well, that was cool. That was probably the coolest sequence in the whole movie was the Mosasaurus and the Spinosauruses chasing the boat, crashing into the rocks, getting these people on the island and deserting them there. That was hands down for me the highlight of the movie. Everything after that is superbly predictable because they go through the motions of will they, won't they, with Henry Loomis and Zora Bennett because he's the awkward nerd and she's the hired muscle. And they're kind of like being kind of flirty with each other, but not in a very like overtly serious beat you over the head way like Chris Pratt and Bryce Dallas Howard were in the last 3 movies. No, no, they do the whole will they, won't they thing, and then they don't even bother like sharing a kiss or anything like that. Like, that's cool, I guess. But the thing is like some of my biggest problems with this movie aren't even like the actors or the actresses or the people involved. It's how it's done. Like, we've seen versions of these characters before. Henry Loomis is just a more annoying Alan Grant. Zora Bennett is a, you know, much more intelligent Owen Grady. Yeah. Like, okay, cool. And, Martin Krebs is, again, a dollar store dime version of Lewis Dodson. Like, literally, if you've seen Jurassic World Rebirth, you've seen every other fucking movie in the franchise. Because after they get the Mosasaurus DNA, they go and get the, God, I don't even remember the big long neck one. They get that DNA. Then they get the Quetzalcoatl DNA. And then, Martin Krebs fucking double crosses them and goes, I'm going to take this for myself. Haha. Then they go into this like fucking they go into this convenience store and there are these like flying velociraptors and they fucking chase them. It's straight out of Lost World. I was like, all right, fine, whatever. It's better in Lost World. But there's also the river raft sequence. They took a sequence from the Jurassic Park novel in which a T-Rex chases people on a raft. In the book, it's Alan Grant and the 2 kids. Here, it's the family. And it is by and far, like, it's cool, but it ends in such a fucking anticlimactic way. Like, what happens is the raft ends up going between these two rocks, these two big rocks, and the T-Rex, like the family, there's two people on each side of the fucking rocks, right? The fucking T-Rex tries to go after the raft in between the fucking rocks. There's an entryway. And it like gets its snout stuck, and then it pulls it out, and then it just leaves. It doesn't even go around the rocks. It just leaves. And then the family laughs. I was like, what? You guys just outran a fucking T-Rex and you're laughing? I even saw an article in the Hollywood Reporter. I'm going to pull this up because this shit had me fucking rolling. Because it's so ironic. So fucking ironic. Jurassic World Rebirth writer David Culp on making the movie less, well, goofy. Really? You think you made it less goofy? Then why the fuck did you have the family laughing after they were chased by a fucking T-Rex on a raft? Are you serious? Man. Even some of the deaths in this movie were fucking cartoonish. Oh my god. Ed Skrein gets eaten alive by Spinosaurus in the beginning. Emma Corrin gets eaten from behind. Another guy gets fucking thrown in the air, chopped up by the Quetzalcoatlus. Oh my god, dude. And even the ending with Rupert Friend's Martin Krebs. He gets eaten by the fucking D-Rex, and his hand holding the DNA samples lands on the floor. I'm like, this is goofy as fuck. I saw this article and I was like, really? You wanted to make it less goofy? Well, guess what? You fucking failed. You failed. You fucking failed. This movie is goofy as fuck. And then when everything's all said and done, the climax of it all, the fucking T-Rex. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. This thing is so stupid. It looks stupid. It's got two big hands and then two little hands here in the center, and it's got hind legs and a big fucking tail and a xenomorph looking fucking head. And I was like, this thing predates the Indominus Rex? Oh, all right, I guess it's a failed experiment, but it looks fucking stupid. When they unleash it and they try and outrun it, Mahershala Ali's character, you know, he does the Ian Malcolm thing. He does the, you know, Claire thing. He does the flare. Come find me. Come get me so my friends can get on the fucking boat, right? Well, guess what? Y'all think he's going to die? No. 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 I was promised and I was told, oh, you don't know who's going to make it out alive at the end of this movie. Well, guess what? Every main fucking character lives at the end of this fucking movie. There are no stakes. None. None whatsoever. You killed the bad guy. You killed some of the crew members. Fucking hoo-ha. No one from the family died. None of the other four fucking died. This movie literally ends with them on a boat, driving off in the sunset. I'm like, that is by and far the most generic fucking ending you could literally do any of these movies. I honest to God didn't think they could make a more bland movie than Jurassic World Dominion. I mean, don't get me wrong, Jurassic World Dominion is fucking riddled with flaws, a bunch of other shit. But at least you get Alan Grant, Ian Malcolm, and Ellie Sadler back for one last round, and it's good to see them back. I shit you not, guys. I would rather watch the Jurassic World trilogy on fucking repeat for a week than ever have to watch this fucking movie again. Because my God, it was just not good. Like, there are a few things in it that are good. It looks good. But as a movie, it's just bad. It's not fun. It's not really well written. It's not well executed. It's just there. Someone at Universal went, hey, Jurassic World Dominion made $1 billion. We need to make another one. And someone went, okay. here's the worst part. I don't know if it's the worst part, but this really doesn't fucking surprise me. Okay. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? They need a baby show. Yeah, the Mosasaurus was awesome, Jose. I'll give it that. No, the T-Rex is not king of the dinosaurs. They don't even make it a point to show that any regard whatsoever. Teasing romance, not even a kiss. What's the point of even setting it up? I don't know, but they didn't have a problem kissing on the red carpet multiple times. That movie sounds like it needed more time in the oven. They needed to go back and make a whole new fucking recipe is what they needed to do. I heard that you see dinosaurs in the city, no one cares. Yes. 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 Yeah. There's a long necked dinosaur that fucking ends up in the middle of the road in New York, and people are just treating it like a traffic jam. That they just move on. Yeah. Now I want to see a review of a movie that you love. Watch my review for Mickey 17 or Companion. Really like both of those. A lot more positive on those, definitely. Didn't look like a fun trailer, not gonna lie. Yeah, I mean, the best thing about this movie is Gareth Edwards directing and making it look good. That's literally it. I mean, I could be cheeky and say, Scarlett Johansson looked good in it, but that kind of goes without saying, right? That totally goes without saying. Yeah, like it was. I just didn't like it. I did not like Jurassic World Rebirth, and well, apparently, I'm in a minority. I'm absolutely in a minority because guess what, folks? It's time for some more box office banter. That's right. Here we go. Box office. Jurassic World Rebirth stomps a strong 25 million Thursday. Targets a 138 million US opening. Dinos are looking good. Jurassic World Rebirth continues to gain momentum at the box office, where it's now headed for a first place domestic opening of at least $137 million over the 5-day July 4th corridor, including an estimated $82 million for the Friday, Sunday 3 days, despite receiving a meh B cinema score. Yeah. On its opening day, the summer tentpole stomped to $30.5 million in North America, one of the top 20 Wednesday grosses of all time, not adjusted for inflation. That was followed by a $25.3 million on Thursday, which is likewise among the top 20 Thursday grosses of all time. The better than expected ticket sales, should they hold, bode well for Universal and Steven Spielberg's Amblin Entertainment as they forge a new era for the series. The summer tentpole opening midweek in North America in order to take advantage of the 4th of July holiday corridor. It's also opening almost everywhere overseas for a projected global debut north of $260 million, if not more. Heading into the holiday, Jurassic World Rebirth was eyeing a domestic start in the $100 to $120 million range, considering it's a reboot. Sorry, Pam McClintock, it's not a reboot. It's another sequel. That's what it is. It's got Jurassic World in the title. So it's not really a reboot. It's another fucking movie in the franchise. It was a fucking reboot that started from scratch. Jurassic Park all over again. The 7th installment in the action-adventure franchise features an all-new cast anchored by ScarJo, Mahershala Ali, and Jonathan Bailey. Yeah, no shit. The first 3 Jurassic World picks, which make up their own trilogy, all grossed north of $1 billion globally and all opened higher than Rebirth domestically. However, this film cost less to produce, around $180 million before marketing. In 2015, Jurassic World opened to the franchise best $208.8 million domestically, followed by 148 Fallen Kingdom and 145 million for Minion, not adjusted for inflation. All grosses for 3-day openings. That's right, they do. That kind of goes in everything else. F1 flew past the $200 million mark at the global box office on Wednesday, finishing the day with domestic cume of $77.4 million and 125 overseas for a worldwide total of $202.4 million. And on Thursday, it grossed $6.1 million for a domestic total of $88.5. Okay, so that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted either. God damn it. There. Okay. So, let's look at Box Office Mojo comparatively for everything else. Currently, Jurassic World Rebirth, it's sitting at 55 million domestically, of course, as I just read off. So that's nice. Be all saying, I saw Rhea show up in the chat. What's going on, Rhea? What's the Rotten Tomato score at right now? I think it's at like 50 something. Right? It's at like 50 something. 51% for the critic score, 72% for the audience score. Yeah. Can't really say I'm surprised by that. F1 is currently sitting at. Oh, those numbers need to be updated, I guess. They've updated on Box Office Mojo. Because according to Hollywood Reporter, it's sitting at 202, but on Box Office Mojo, it says 172 million worldwide. Interesting. And then How to Train Your Dragon is currently sitting at 469 million worldwide. With that, Elio continues to just fucking flounder at 79 million worldwide. My God, that's horrendous. I saw Jurassic World last night. It wasn't terrible. You know what? Hey, if you liked it, you liked it. That's for sure. I did not like it. I'm already saving my money for Suits and F4. It's interesting to know what critics and audiences think, though. You say my name, Jeff, when you introduce yourself to people? No, Jeffrey goes by Jeffrey. That, as far as I know, Jeffrey prefers Jeffrey. But yeah, this movie is going to probably make an assload of money in its opening weekend at the box office. And I think your audio is breaking. No, my audio is not breaking. Thank you. No, I think 1,000% that Jurassic World is going to make an assload of money in its opening weekend. But once Superman comes out, it is absolutely going to get its legs cut in half. As for right now, the worldwide box office, Minecraft is still number one. Technical. Okay, so there's a movie called Niza 2, which is sitting at $1.8 billion worldwide. Minecraft is still strong at 954 million, followed by Lilo & Stitch at 951 million. Mission Impossible: Final Reckoning is in the number 4 spot with 566 million. How to Train Your Dragon is number 5 at 469 million. Captain America: Brave New World 415 million. Let's see. We'll see what happens with Jurassic World Rebirth. But I 1,000% believe that it is definitely going to make a ton of money this weekend, and then that number is going to diminish greatly once Superman comes out next week. Speaking of Superman, I've seen a bunch of fucking numbers for that flying around, and I'm just like, it's going to do what it's going to do. We'll see what happens, right? But I've also seen that there's really not much else to get at. I mean, obviously F1 crossing the 200 million mark, according to Hollywood Reporter, it still hasn't reflected on Box Office Mojo. That's good. Obviously, Jurassic World Rebirth is on track to have a pretty solid opening weekend. Whether it exceeds, I'm sure it'll probably have like a, upwards of 250 million plus opening weekend worldwide. I wouldn't doubt that one bit. How it actually fares against everything else remains to be seen. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. We shall see what happens at the end of the weekend for Box Office Banner. So, Superman. Superman is the next movie on the docket. Superman releases next week, July 11th. And, well, I don't know if any of you guys saw the Daily Beast leak, but they accidentally threw out their Superman review. It wasn't pretty. Someone told me what it was. I was like, well, that sucks. But yeah, someone broke embargo and showed off their Superman headline. And apparently it's like the only negative review so far. But then again, every other review doesn't lift The embargo for the reviews lift on July 8th, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which would be 12 p.m. my time. So, what does that mean? It means 7 hours before I get to watch the movie, every person who's seen Superman is going to openly talk about Superman. It's funny because like a lot of people have like been under the assumption that I'm just going to flat out hate the fucking movie, and I'm sure that a lot of people probably feel that way, especially after how I saw Jurassic World Rebirth, and even just comments I've gotten on my threads of people just going, "Wow, you're really not going to like this movie, are you?" And I'm just like, I don't fucking know. I'll tell you what I am tired of, though. I'm kind of burnt out on the marketing. Like, there's good marketing, there's great marketing, and then there's overdoing marketing. Like, I think when you have a big budget fucking tentpole and you literally dump the majority of your money into marketing that one thing for the year because you think it's going to be the big win, like, yeah, I get it. I get the impetus behind the thought process, but at the same time, it's like you can overdo it, and I think they've really kind of overdone it with this version of Superman. Because, like, I can remember when Man of Steel came out and they had like 11 TV spots. I was like, all right, that's a bit much. With this, oh my god, fucking product placement, the cross promotion, all of it. Like, I get it, but man, it is almost too much for me. I think they're doing too many clips too. Just fucking over it, man. Over it. I'm over all this shit. I just want to watch the goddamn movie, give my review, and be fucking done with it. Like, yeah, I want to talk about the movie with, mutual friends. I want to talk about it with you guys for sure. But like, I'm just kind of over the marketing blitz. Like, I honestly can't wait till this movie comes out so the marketing blitz can just be done with it. I'm kind of tired of it, honestly. So, let's see. The audio for the Superman ads has been leaving much to be desired. Yikes. Fuck the Daily Beast. What's going on, Jalen? Variety didn't like it either. They mentioned Superman being silly in their review for Heads of State. I did see this. I did see that whoever saw it at Variety made a jab at it in their review for Head of State. I did see that. This ain't the first time they broke embargo to shit on the DC movie. No, it's not. It's not. And some other people who are influencers have also broken embargo to a varying degree to talk about it, even though they shouldn't be. Listen, when it comes to Superman, I've been debating on doing an out of theater reaction on my Instagram, doing a live on that. But even then, I don't really want to do that. I just kind of want to come home, record my review, upload it, and then kind of be done with it, and then go about my week because I know we're going to talk about it here. Probably going to talk about it on the following episode of Council of Creators. Well, okay, so next week, I know I'll have seen it. I don't know anyone else that I think Chainsaw seeing it on Tuesday as well, so we'll both have seen it. Lance is doing a Monday show for Party Nation because we're seeing it on Tuesday. So Lance, Chainsaw, and I will have seen it on Tuesday. As far as, Ronan, Draven, all the other fucking chuckleheads on Council, I don't know when they're seeing it. I'm pretty sure Ronan's seeing it on Tuesday too. I think Mike is seeing it on Monday for press. I'm trying to think of who else is going to see it early. I think we're the only ones who are seeing it early. I don't know. I could be wrong. But yeah, I'm just trying to get ahead of it. Just because I don't want to see spoilers and all that shit that week or that day that it actually comes out. So, yeah, I don't know. I honest to God do not know how I'm going to feel about this movie coming out of it. And again, a lot of people are just kind of under the assumption that I'm going to fucking hate it. I'm like, well, if you think I'm going to hate Superman, you clearly haven't been paying attention to anything I've been saying for the last, year and a half, where I've made it like pretty well documented that like I'm 50-50 on James Gunn as a creative individual. So, like I said, I don't know. Like, I like the first two trailers in the sneak peek, but that last trailer for the ticket sales didn't leave a good taste in my mouth. I got hell for that online. I think they're kind of overdoing it with the clips. So, I don't know. I just don't know. I do not know. I don't care if someone likes it or doesn't like it. Just be honest. I have a feeling you'll be honest. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, but I'm also not gonna try and be an asshole about it because, like to that point, if you like it, more power to you. If you don't like it, more power to you. Don't yuck someone's yum. And I'm taking that phrase from my buddy Tom. Did you see that they won't be at Comic Con, which proves my point. Warner Brothers DC has moved on. So Marvel won't be at Comic Con. As far as a Hall H presence goes, Marvel Studios will not have Comic Con presence. DC Studios film division will not have presence. Lucasfilm's not going to be there. Disney, I think, is only showing off Tron. Other than that, no one's really doing Hall H this year. I picked a really good year to not go to Comic Con because I'm not going. I'm not going to Comic Con, but I am going to Los Angeles at the end of the month. So there is that. I think we'll get our first glimpse at New York Comic Con. Get a full trailer for Supergirl at CCXP in Brazil. Same with the Green Lantern series. Here's what I think, Antonio. I think there's a likelihood of seeing something for Lanterns prior to something for Supergirl. Because Lanterns is supposed to come in early 2026. Supergirl lands June of 2026. So that means from January, from January to May, Lanterns could release. And I think it's going to take the April spot, but that's only if Game of Thrones House of the Dragon doesn't debut next April. And if it does, then I could see it doing February or even March. But I just don't know. I don't know. It'd be nice. I don't know. To be honest, I think you'll be in the middle. You'll like it, but you won't like it at the same time. I mean, okay, let's run down the things that I have said I've liked. I think that Rachel Brosnahan is going to be an amazing Lois Lane. I think Eddie Gathegi as Mr. Terrific is inspired casting. I think that's a really great choice. I need to see more of him, though. I think casting Nathan Fillion as Guy Gardner is actually pretty on point because, again, you cast a shitbag to play a shitbag. So there's that. And I'm a big fan of Metamorpho. I love Metamorpho. He is one of my favorite members of The Outsiders with Batman and The Outsiders. So having him in this movie, okay, cool. You have my attention. I am not a fan of what they're doing with Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor because the more I see of him, the more he just seems like a whiny, pretentious little twat. I think David Cornsweet is way too emotional as Superman. And I've said it before, like I don't really like an overtly emotional Superman. That's just me. And Hosty asks, "Did you like Superman the animated series?" Yes, I did. I've seen all 3 seasons. It is one of the best versions of Superman to date. I really enjoyed that series a lot. It is what informed a lot of my perspective on what Superman is. Between that, the Fleischer cartoons, and even a little bit of Super Friends, Justice League Unlimited, and I see people saying that the new movie is like an episode of Superman the animated series, and I'm just like, I'm sorry, but I get like grown up PG-13 fucking Super Friends vibes from it personally. Oh, Isabella Merced as Hawkgirl, that's great too. I just need this movie to come out so the discourse can end. Jalen, I love and admire your optimism, but let's be real. The discourse is never going to fucking end with this version of Superman because he's just going to continue to be weaponized against other people who like other versions of Superman. He's going to be, held up on a pedestal by other people right up there with Christopher Reeve. Like, it's never going to end. People who love, Henry Cavill and are in that cult, they're going to fucking look down on David Cornsweet until he's done playing the character. But we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see. But I'm just ready for this movie to come out so I can just be fucking done with it. Also, when I was in Jurassic World yesterday, trailer for I Know What You Did Last Summer came up, and I said on Threads, I was like, yeah, I can't wait to watch this at home. Because it's true. I don't think I'm going to go to the theater to go see that. I'd rather wait till I got them. So, yeah. Oh, those are the three monsters: Mosasaurus, Titanosaurus, Quetzalcoatlus. There we go. Whoops. Rewatching the animated series right now. Blown away by the legacy episodes where Darkseid takes control of Superman. Huh. Darkseid taking control of Superman. That sounds familiar. I'm hoping that all the emotion we see from him is all in one scene. Jeffrey, there's an emotional moment there between him and Lois. Then there's his emotional reaction to Crypto and Lex Luthor. I don't know. People keep telling me, oh, this is out of context. It's like, sure, but this is a clip from that movie. If these clips are in this movie, will they work better within the full context of the scene? Maybe. Does that stop them from being kind of corny? No. Not my opinion. But I digress. I know a lot of people are really excited for this movie. I'm not excited, but I'm not like going into it being like, okay, I'm going to hate this. I'm just kind of going into it like, okay, tell me your story. Like, tell what is your story? What is this Superman story? That is what I want to know. What makes this version of Superman different from the past versions in live action? That's kind of where I'm at with it. Like, what is so different? You know? And I want it to be different. I think it needs to be different. But I also think that the fact that it will be different may be the reason why I'm not a fan of it, because, and again, I'm not saying I'm absolutely not a fan of it. I'm just saying, like, whatever creative decisions go into this version that are different from past versions that I do identify with could be the reason why I don't like it. But I don't know. I haven't seen the movie yet. I just don't know. All I can say is I can't wait until Tuesday. Okay? I'm going to see the movie. I paid my ticket. I didn't sign an NDA. So when I get out of it and I come home, yeah, I'm probably going to do a spoiler review. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know if I will or not. Because on one hand, like, do I want to be the guy who spoils the movie 2 days before it comes out? Or do I want to be the guy who just gives his honest thoughts about it without spoiling anything? I don't know. Like, I did a spoiler review for Joker Folie à Deux, but then again, I saw that like the day that it came out. So it's a bit of a different circumstance. Are you someone who sees a film multiple times in the theater? Depends on the movie. Because I've seen The Dark Knight 3 times in the theater. Actually, no, 4 now. So I've seen The Dark Knight 4 times. I've seen Batman v Superman 4 times. I've seen Man of Steel 3 times. And I've seen Deadpool and Wolverine 3 times. No, 4. Because I saw it twice opening weekend when I was down in San Diego. I saw it a 3rd time by myself when I came home. And then I saw it a 4th time because I was on a date with my ex-girlfriend, who was my girlfriend at the time. So if I really like a movie, I will pay the money to go see it multiple times. Will that be the case for Superman? I mean, if any of my friends ask me, "Hey, do you want to go see the Superman movie?" I'll probably say yes. Will I pay for my ticket a second time? Again, I guess that just kind of depends, like, on how much I like it, or if I just feel like paying for myself. I don't know, because when Transformers Last Night came out, I had no desire to watch that movie. And my friends were like, we'll pay for your ticket. I said, you can't pay for my ticket enough to go see this movie. And they were like, you can get as superbly stoned as you want. This is back when I smoked cannabis. Before you go watch this movie, I said, all right. So I smoked 2 joints back to back, walked out of that movie, and my high was gone. Thanks for that one, Michael Bay. But yeah. Will I see Superman a second time? I don't know. I guess it kind of depends. Oh, I accidentally saw Love and Thunder twice. Oh man. Oh, my condolences. You poor bastard. I'm sorry. I only needed to see that movie once. That was enough for me. Oh man. You know what I might not watch more than once though? Or rather, you know what I will probably watch more than once? Now it's all out. Ironheart. Actually really liked Ironheart. I think the thing that really bothers me about Ironheart is the fact that Disney just dumped it in 2 weeks. You could have easily done, the 3-week premiere and then an episode each week. That would have been much better. Or at the very least, you could have done 2 episodes, 2 episodes, 2 episodes. That would have been great too. But the fact that they did 3 and 3 bugs the dog shit out of me. Fuck, what? We'll get to that in a bit, but yeah, man, I really liked Ironheart. I actually think it's really well written, great performances. There's some goofy Marvel shit going on here and there, but even still, like, I like that it shined a light on the culture, the black culture in Chicago. I dug that. I also think this is something I pointed out in the Discord earlier, guys, that if you really think about it, Riri Williams is the type of person that Eric Killmonger wanted to help and empower when he went for the throne of Black Panther. What did I think of Mephisto? I'll say this. Not only was I kind of pissed that the rumors were true, I was more pissed at the fact that I liked it a lot. I did not think Sacha Baron Cohen would do a great Mephisto, and my God, he was actually really fucking good at Mephisto. Where would you rank Ironheart for Marvel Disney Plus content? I don't know, Jose. Like I said, I'm gonna have to do another watch of it, but I would definitely say that it's up there with the likes of like Loki, Miss Marvel, Falcon and Winter Soldier, WandaVision. Like, I think it's actually more top tier than people would give it credit for. I also think that what some people would consider stereotypical about the show is actually more intentional, because this is a show made by that community for that community. Ryan Coogler's an EP on the show, and they absolutely showcase, the Hood character was developed really good. I agree. I mean, I was kind of miffed that his whole plot kind of just sums up into Daddy Revenge, but I think Anthony Ramos did a serviceable job as Parker Robbins. So I also had a feeling with the Hood doing the whole evil shit. I was like, yeah, this is probably going to lead into Mephisto. Again, I was really surprised that Sacha Baron Cohen was as good as he was. That was actually a really nice surprise. Just kind of mad that that was ruined almost 2 years ago. It was kind of a shame. Yeah, Ezekiel Stain, that was cool too. It's funny, both versions of Han Solo are now in the MCU. Harrison Ford is in Captain America: Brave New World. Alden Ehrenreich is in Ironheart. How funny is that? If Ironheart does get a second season, I would certainly hope that there is more of Ezekiel Stain. I kind of want to see what happens to Riri Williams because that ending was a fucking mind fuck. I was like, oh, we're doing this. She actually made a deal with the devil. Oh, okay, cool. And I mean, she's not a shitty person. She's just young. Like she's been kicked out of MIT. She's I think 22, 23, something like that, right? Like she doesn't have the life experience that Tony Stark had, you know? She doesn't have these years of lived experience. You know, the with age comes wisdom. She doesn't have that. So when she makes a deal with the devil, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna come bite you in the ass. And that's the thing, like the younger you are, the more gullible you are. And it takes, you know, experience in life to learn something. And I think she's gonna learn something from this. Whether or not it's good or bad for her is yet to be determined. We'll see. But I hope that Mephisto becomes a bigger player in the MCU. I'm really hopeful that Riri Williams. This is not the last time we see Riri Williams. I would be very disappointed if this was. And I am kind of hoping that they do get a second season, but all signs are kind of pointing to nah. See what happens. We shall see what happens. That's for sure. Bell Reese says I'm pointing lips. Probably for the best. Ezekiel Stan, I hope we see more of. Yeah, I would like to see more of him. Now I feel like watching The Devil's Advocate. There you go. Yeah, I enjoyed Ironheart. I hope she makes an appearance in Doomsday. That'd be cool. I also kind of feel like the whole notion of magic integrating with science is like that kind of paves the way for Doctor Doom a little bit because I hate fireworks. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon. It's not even dark outside, and people are fucking lighting off fireworks because they're dumb as shit. Welcome to America. There's probably fucking something up there. Spooky, nice and good. Mephisto's history screwed over Marvel Universe. You already know what's going to happen. Well, he does mention that he has more than one client. I'd have to imagine one of those clients is probably Stephen Strange. I don't know. But Zelda Stanton was the MVP. I wish he was in more episodes. He was dope. I really wish he was in more. But this is where I'm gonna put a pin. What's an American movie you recommend watching today? Okay, before I put a pin in it, I'm gonna really think about this. I mean, obviously, you know, Independence Day kind of comes to mind. That's one. I think maybe The Patriot. It's another good one too. Jaws. Jaws would be a fun one. And honestly, probably Star Wars: A New Hope. Yeah, that would be. I mean, there are themes there of you know anti-fascism, all that shit. You know, that'd be cool. But yeah, I would probably say Independence Day, The Patriot. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at with that. Probably The Patriot. That'd be my number one pick. Mel Gibson. Yeah, The Patriot. Even though he's kind of a dirtbag human being, but yeah, Patriot. I really feel like there's really not much else to talk about because like this was kind of a slow week. Jurassic World Rebirth kind of out now. If you guys want to go see that, you know, be wise, be wary. But I don't know. Not really much else going on, guys. It is Independence Day. Celebrate accordingly. Be safe with your fireworks. Don't launch them into other people's fucking yards. There's that. Oh, Shooter is a good movie, you're right? It's another good one. But I think I'm gonna put a pin in here. I'm gonna play some video games. Make sure my cats are taken care of, whatnot. Do me a favor. Do that thing. Do the thing. Do that thing. Hit that like and subscribe button. Really appreciate you guys coming and checking out. Hope you guys have a great 4th of July weekend. If you're safe, didn't get my notification. Hell, sorry, William. Don't know what to tell you. YouTube sucks. But there will not be a vodka stream tonight. Dave is doing his 4th of July thing. I think that is pushed to tomorrow night. So you guys won't see me tonight. There's no vodka stream tonight. But I'm glad I can entertain y'all from here. I mean, I thought about doing like a game stream, but I don't think a lot of people want to see that. But much love, everyone. Take care. Enjoy. Spend time with your family. Hug your loved ones. Celebrate any which way you want. Mucho gracias. Take care.